Hello, this is Jürgen Rasmussen. Welcome to the Provocative Hypnosis vlog. In this particular episode, I want to talk a little bit about how you can use drama, humor, intrigue, quirkiness, anything that can make an intervention a bit more memorable to help people spark insights and to help people deepen insights over time. For those of you who are familiar with my psychological illusion model, you know that a lot of my change work revolves around simple thought experiments that are designed to help people have insights, into the illusory nature of thought and the illusory nature of a stable, permanent self. So quite often when I do interventions with people, I will try to make ways of using some drama and to make things a bit memorable. So let me give you an example of how this might be done in a regular session. So this is something I've done on a few occasions, and it's something that I did very recently with a client I'm working with for a fear of heights. So I'm seeing a client at the moment who's making good progress. We're not quite done yet, but we're making good progress. And this is a guy who bought an apartment, which is quite high up. And initially, he felt fear while on his balcony, and then that spread to fear in general while being in his apartment, and even fear spreading to, oh my God, what's it going to be like when I get home from work and get to the apartment? So a lot of thinking, a lot of rumination, a lot of anxiety. So I did an initial session with a guy, and he had some insights. There were some shifts, and for the next few days after the session, he was really calm, in the apartment and quite good on the balcony as well. And then he started to get a little bit anxious again, and then it started to kind of fluctuate a bit back and forth. So during the next session, as he described this, I looked at him intently and I said, dude, has your balcony changed? Has your apartment changed? And he said no. So I asked, if your experience can fluctuate wildly from calm to anxious to calm again, without anything changing at all in your external environment, what does that tell you about where your experience is actually coming from and what you're actually experiencing? Because if your experience is changing faster than your external environment, or changing completely irrespective of your external environment, if you can contemplate that and see that, that really points to the fact that it's just a thought construct inside of you that's changing moment by moment. So I said to him during the session, as he was kind of contemplating this, and I could see him have a little bit of an epiphany. I said, look, go to Google and punch in old woman, young woman, optical illusion. You might do this too as you listen to this video. Just punch in young woman, old woman, optical illusion. And he did, and he took a look, and I said, what do you see? And he said, I see an old woman. Now, some people see an old woman, some people see a young woman. So I asked him, can you also see a young woman? It took him a little bit of time, but then he could see it. And of course, then he could realize that he could see a young woman and he could see an old woman, but he couldn't see them simultaneously. So I asked him, when you see the old woman, where is the young woman? And he said, she disappears. And I looked at him and I said, does she really? Is it really the case that the young woman disappears? Because the notion of disappears presupposes her existence. It's just that she's out of sight for a moment. But does the young woman have any existence separate from the temporary thought that thinks her up? And at this moment, he had an epiphany, right? Where he could kind of see that, look, on the paper, and this is as far as I pushed him, but I could have pushed him even further, but all you're really seeing, you're not even seeing that, but let's just, go there. All you're seeing is lines on paper. There's no young woman or old woman there. There's just lines on paper. It's your brain, it's your thinking process that when those shapes hit the retina, your brain does some guesswork and projects an old or a young woman onto those particular lines. But neither the young woman nor the old woman has any existence outside of the thought that thinks them up in that particular moment. As soon as you stop thinking them, it's not that they disappear. They're not at all there. They have no existence outside of that. Now, you could argue that given our particular, conditioning and our nervous system as a species, most every human is going to project some sort of old or young woman onto the piece of paper, right? But that doesn't change the fact that these are just two potential experiences you can have, right? There's just now a dog might project something entirely different, and my young woman is going to be different than your young woman. We're going to attach a lot of other stuff to it. So I had him look at this and go, how is this similar to your fearful balcony, calm balcony experience? And I tasked him with going to the office and printing out this particular illusion and just hanging it on the wall in his apartment, just as a quirky little reminder from time to time in terms of just how the nature of his experience works. Now, I quite often do stuff like this. As I said, we're not quite done yet. We're progressing. We're doing really, really good work. But a lot of people forget the use of quirkiness, drama, humor, tasks, things you can do to kind of make things memorable. So if you see a client have a little epiphany or a little insight, you can very often give them tasks, have them do stuff that kind of keeps that fresh, that kind of reminds them of that, so they can build upon it. And I really recommend that you check out Milton Erickson's old work. He was a master of guiding people towards experiential insights, and to very often use drama and tasks and humor and stuff like that to make stuff memorable and to deepen people's insights. So I hope this was useful. If you're curious to learn more about how I do my particular form of change work, contact me through provocativehypnosis.com, and I'll guide you to where you can find my online trainings. There's some solid gold there. Also, I do Skype work with people from all over the world if you want to do work with me, or if you're curious about the type of mentoring that I do, You can also reach me through provocativehypnosis.com. If you have any comments regarding this video or questions or anything to offer, feel free to offer it wherever you find this particular video. Till next time, see ya.